All right, let's go ahead and start. We're gonna start off with Mr. Michael P.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, hello.
All blessings to you. My name is Michael Finkley. I am the host and executive producer of Michael Finkley Show.
Hello, everybody. I'm Sheree Moore. I am the host and the founder of She Trucking Podcast and She Trucking Organization, She Trucking Association. And I've been on Misfits Radio before. Absolutely. I am Donna Cameron, affectionately known as Miss Mix-a-Lot. I am representing Misfits Radio and TV. I do a lot, so I'll save that for anyone who wants to know in particular.
Y'all already met me before.
Choo choo!
Choo choo! I am LaShawn Carter from Chattanooga, Tennessee with the Education Station podcast and with Tiny Tigers Learning Center.
He said take her mic.
Come on. Get her mic right here. The host. No, her. Yeah.
We co-hosting together.
Oh, okay.
Period, Pooh. I'm sorry.
I am Dr. Veronica James, also known as Boss Lady Star. I am the owner of Broadcasting with Boss Lady Star, and you'll be seeing some great things coming out really soon. I want to thank Tina for pulling me back into the game. I've never fell off, but she always be checking on me. So you just give me a story earlier. I was like, that was you with me. But anyway,
Hello, everyone. I'm LaShawna West, and I'm the owner of Pop Up and Create. I also have a podcast called Accountability On Demand Podcast, and I'm excited to be here.
Hello, everybody.
Who you with?
Y'all don't know who I am.
I'm a girl from Dennisville, South Carolina. Humble beginnings.
Stop. But anyway, I'm Dr. Tina J. Ramsey, affectionately known as Coach T. And I am going to be co-hosting this panel with my amazing host of the event. Give her a little clap because she's been doing it. Oh, great. So thank you, girl. Thank you. Did you get some water?
Yes.
Did you get some food?
I was
Okay.
parched.
And so we're going to be co-hosting this panel, this media panel, because we really want you to be able to get the answers because these people are doing the thing, okay? And they're just like you, everyday people doing extraordinary things, and we want you to see yourself in them. And so that's why we're going to do this little panel and have some little discussions. And my amazing, she was just my coaching client. She was my client, but she's more a friend now. That's what happens when you start coaching and they become your friend. So anyway, I didn't know we were going to do this, girl.
Yes, hey, we here. We here. Yes, CTR Media Network. Yes, we in the building. I just want to say thank you to everybody that's here in the audience. We are so glad. This show would not be the show that it is without you guys. You guys make the show. I just want to tell you that. So for the first question here is I want to talk to Ms. Sheree. We've heard about Ms. Sheree. She's trucking all day, right? A lot of kudos. That means that she was doing some work behind the scenes. She was clicking that photography, that camera. But a lot of people don't even know that she's trucking. And we've always seen her on the podcast. So I want to know, Ms. Sheree, what is your why? What was your why?
So when I first started my brand, She Trucking 6 years ago, I realized I didn't see a role model. I didn't see no one look like me that I could ask questions about the trucking industry. So my why is to give people that mentor, that representation, that sister who they can contact, because it's hard out there on the road. You know, it's really difficult. We didn't have all the podcasts back then. I've been in this industry for now 10 years. I started in 2014 and got my CL, and started the organization in 2017. So my why is we have to have representation in every industry that we do, everything. So
Awesome. Representation is definitely important, especially in this time that we're in today. Oh my goodness. Do you have a question that you want to ask, Coach?
Yes, I'm going to go down the line, starting with Dr. Michael Finkley. You're from the Michael Finkley Show. Okay, so we go way back. For those of you who do not know, we go way, way back before we got the DR in front of our name, right? That part. Before we even got the DR, you know. And so one thing that I really loved was seeing your growth over the years, and also being able to some over the years. My husband and I have been able to coach you with media and everything. And so, when was it when you knew that this was what you were supposed to be doing? Because you are CTR's celebrity host. You know, you interview a lot of celebrities. So what made you decide to start doing that?
Wow, so my mom was in radio for almost 20 years growing up.
Oh, nice.
And I saw her being a DJ, playing music and interviewing local stars and stars that would come by the radio station. Once country, then went to gospel. And I'm like, I like that, right? I like doing that. I like to see what she does. And I didn't realize that I was going to be doing that years later. So I found my voice in college because I was always pushed out front. I was once shy, still am a little bit, believe it or not. But I was always pushed out front. So I found my voice. And I've always wanted to go into radio and all that kind of good stuff, but no one gave me a chance. And so I gave myself a chance. When the pandemic, I'm like, you know what, let's go. I'm going to do it. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to edit nothing. I don't know nothing about video and lighting, because I'm a little darker, you know. I don't know about nothing. I'm going to turn my camera and start talking. And ever since, I've been talking ever since. And to see people find themselves and rediscover who they are, if I can bring that out of them, I've done my job. So that is why I'm so
Love it, love it. And thank you so much for all you're doing. Since we already had a question from my amazing friend, Sheree Moore, I'm not going to put you in the hot seat. Donna, go on, get girl. Get Donna. You next, auntie. All right. So, for those of you who do not know, Donna is an amazing host for another network, Misfits Radio and TV. And so many people look at two media houses, which is not really too heard of, especially when it's us coming together in the same room and elevating each other. So, I love the way you host, not co-host, the way you host your show. So what made you decide to start, well, I'm not going to say that because you have 3 people. So what made you decide to collaborate and start this media group?
So I can be honest with you, my brother is a super producer here in Atlanta, and he actually came to me a while ago and was like, you really should start doing radio. And I was like, no, he told me to start blogging. And I'm like, I don't even look at television, so I don't even know where to start. And I started thinking about it, and I went and kind of, I guess, pitched to some networks that were already doing internet radio, because I knew we didn't want to be censored. I know I didn't. I cursed, you know, like I love God, but I curse, and I want to have fun. I wanted to, you know, just be in that arena where I could be myself. And I pitched it to one individual, and he said, let's go. And when he did that, I stayed with that network for 2.5 years. On the journey there, while I was there, I started building a team. I knew DJ Lab and I knew Slick 316 for years. And I'm like, we need a DJ. And I reached out to DJ Lab and asked him if that was something he wanted to do for our podcast at the time. And he was like, yeah. And Slick 316 was like, let me see what I can do. And she started doing the marketing promo. Like, it's kind of crazy how it worked out, because we were one of the first people to do the audio and visual at the same time. And it was honestly thought of by Slick 316. She was like, let's go live, let's do this, let's do that, and we built a team just like that. Everybody brought something different. So that's how we basically started, just pitching ideas and people actually listening to us. We didn't even know that many people was tuned in until we stopped doing it, and people was hitting us up like, hey, y'all coming back? And I'm like, y'all was looking for? We gotta go back. So that's when we started Misfits Radio and TVR. The name of our podcast that we do every Sunday still, we were using it for content, honestly, until we could build our brand. It's called Westside Misfits. Basically, we are from the West Side, and we are kind of different, because we took an alternate route versus what you would normally see from people up from the West Side of Atlanta, but we still stay true to our roots.
Love it, love it, love it. And so you guys make sure to check them out as well. And for those of you, she she dropped those names, but you realize these people in the room with us. I need y'all to turn y'all head.
Oh, yeah.
Over to the DJ.
That's right. Good laugh.
With the beautiful head.
Yes.
Yeah, that's her amazing team, and they actually opened their arms for CTRB Network to come on their platform and interview us to their audience. So it's just an amazing thing. We had an amazing time. So thank you. Shayna, you want to do another question, Boo?
Yes, of course. We have the beautiful Miss LaShawn Carter. You are next. Oh my God.
Yes, honey. Girl.
Yes, Miss Carter. Yes, when she came in here talking about some what? Woo, woo. Hey. So Miss Carter, we love the fact that you are working with children. You talked about mothers earlier. You talked about helping the parents. And you talked about helping the children. What inspires you to want to go out there and work with the children and give back?
I come from I could say a childhood where we didn't have a lot, but we played outside, if you get what I mean. Like outside, growing up, you get that neighborhood where we learn from each other. And if you look at what we have now, we don't have that. So I try to bring that back into the child care arena for the parents, the educators. Like, we can learn outside. We can take this whole education system. We're not going to sit here and wait for them to teach our children. Our community can teach our children. Me giving back every year, we do a back to school drive every year. This is our 5th one this year that we will be doing. Yes, and this is my first year doing with a sponsor. I have always did it out of my own pocket. Didn't ask nobody, didn't want no help, because I seen that how God had blessed me over the years with my business. I started in 2015 in my home, and I branched out in 2016 in a center. And that's short, like it was like boom, boom. So, and I was like, I can do this. I can really give back to the community. And I wanted to be in the upper subdivision, by the way. I didn't want to be in the hood.
Okay.
But God said, no, I'm going to bring you back where you belong.
Yeah.
So, I don't classify it as the hood. I classify it as the heart of Chattanooga.
Oh, wow.
Because when you look it on the map, you make a heart, I'm right there in the middle, right there. So I give back to the parents by doing educational classes like GED workshops, budgeting classes. I teach parents how to start reading with their kids, like King. That is awesome that he's reading at that age. And I think it was before 4. He was probably reading at the age of 2, really, and counting at the age of 1. So it's like seeing kids like him and bringing them into my daycare. They like, oh my God, like my kid need to be doing this. So what do we need to do as a community to get your kid to this level?
That is awesome. I love when we talk about community. It seems like that was one of the key words that we talked about today, and everybody that we had was community. How we need to network together. Go ahead.
Yes. Oh. My God. I have the amazing boss lady Star. You guys, you just don't know. She is amazing as well. And I met her, ironically, through my husband. Okay, so he met her, and he was like, "You gotta meet my wife. You have to meet my wife." And so we finally got together, and I was like, "Oh, now I understand why he talked about you all the time." You know. And so we've been working together. What, about 3 years now? 3 years now. Yeah. Okay, and she has her podcast, Broadcasting with Boss Lady Star. So you wear many different hats. You're an event planner, Boss Lady Star. You do art. You have your own spin on creatives. Like, you created something that I never saw anybody do with a sipping paint. Right. I want you to tell them about it too. And so, what made you decide to also add on podcasts? Because you also act. Right. You do acting roles.
I just act the fool.
She's humble, but she be in movies and stuff, y'all. But so what made you decide to do the podcast and start your business? Because you have so many different layers to your business. So what made you start like doing the layers of the business?
So I think that I think it's important to have an umbrella when it comes to businesses. And so there was always the foundation. Everybody always asks, like, what's your why? So my why is right there, my 17-year-old. So my goal was to make sure before he's out of his 20s to be a millionaire. That's my goal. So I'm striving for that. But at the same time, I started off with one business, and I made sure I included him in the business. We started making body butters and lip balms. I forgot where the lady is who does the soaps. I gotta find her. But yeah, I want to get in contact with her because I like to do business with each other. But started there, showed him how to start making business product, and we started doing that together at a young age. So he was like 8, helping me out in the kitchen. But then it got to a point where I could actually call him and tell him to start doing stuff. It went from there to, because my mind's constantly going. I was just talking to Mr. Community himself, and he was like, yeah, when people talk, my mind's constantly going. That's how I am too. So I don't feel that there's a limit you should put yourself to, and I constantly just do whatever comes to me. So when it came to the podcast, it was during the pandemic. I had just moved up to Columbia, South Carolina from Florida, and I was brand new, and we just built this house. I'm like, okay, we're up here for high school for my son, so he could be around his father and everybody else, all his other family members, and then pandemic hit. And I was like, I don't know nobody here. I'm stuck in the house. Like, what am I going to do? And I have a gift of gab. I can talk the rest of the night, but we're not doing that. So I like to talk. I like to meet people. And then I said, okay, this is an avenue that I can take and start podcasting and meeting people all around the world. And I was like, this is a perfect opportunity for me. So I started doing that. And then when everything started opening back up, I started doing the sip and paints. But mine is called SLAP. It's Sip, Laugh, and Paint Parties. That's where I met Curtis and Mr. Ramsey. And I met him, and I was like, yeah, I need a photographer, I need a videographer. And he was like, oh, I do all that. I was like, all right, cool. And I was telling him the other things that I do, and that's when he started telling me about you. And I said, I gotta meet her. I gotta meet her. I was saying the same thing. I gotta meet her. And then it just progressed from there. So anybody that I do meet, whether I'm podcasting, whether I'm interviewing, if I'm out doing a sip and paint, I've done a couple of them in Atlanta. I'll be talking to you pretty soon to try to put something else together. Up in Columbia, I'm gonna go pop up and create in Columbia. But I'm always just trying to constantly grow, and I just keep it all under like one umbrella, but at the same time, just constantly moving forward. But yeah, so just if I see something and I say I want to try it, I do it. I've been a truck driver, I've been an accountant, I've done these different things, and I'm a veteran, yes. But I've done these different things, and just nothing's gonna stop me. I'm just gonna keep on going. But that's it.
Don't stop. Don't stop.
All right. We love that. So we have here, it's pop-up, I keep getting this wrong. Pop up and create. Look at this building. I just want everybody to just look around one more time. Look around. Today we were able to have a tour of the building. We saw the different rooms. She's actually given a platform for podcasters. This is one of the first of many. So that means that we are making history today. Okay? We're making history. But I'm so grateful for you to be able to open up a platform or a place for us as podcasters to come and record. In many different cities. And I'm pretty sure Chattanooga is going through it. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. We have a lot of places that's not available. They closed them all down. We don't have a place we can come together as a community and even network or have events. But here in Atlanta, you have done something not just for Atlanta, but for the podcasters. So I want to know, what was your motivation? Like, was it something that or a story that you had that pushed you to go ahead and create this beautiful work of art? Because that's what it is. It's really a work of art.
Thank you so much. So to be brutally honest with you, I got tired of looking for tables and waiting for people to tap me on the shoulder. And I believe that everyone should create their own table because it opens up other seats for others to get inspired, get motivated, and go create other tables. And then it's just a domino effect. Like she said, I want to pop up and create where I am. And it doesn't even have to be pop up and create, but the thing is, she's leaving here with an elevated vision on creating something more. And so it literally started from me creating space for my clients to come, create, build confidence. And I'm like, I'm not going to stop there. Let's just open it up and do co-working and podcasting and photography. And literally, I was just talking to my studio manager. We're going to even bring kids in here and teach them confidence and acting classes. It's literally a safe haven where everyone can win. And I don't know about you guys, but the energy in here is so good to where you're like, you know what? Let me take a selfie. So in short, I did it so I could inspire others to do it as well.
That is so beautiful. Yes. Thank you so much for that, because we really do need more people looking out for us as podcasters, right? But podcasting is, as you know, within the last, since COVID, podcast has really taken off, okay? And I'm so grateful for you guys on the panel and what you guys do. You guys inspire. I don't know if anybody knows, but everybody up here is an influencer. They didn't just talk about their podcast. They didn't just talk about their brand. They talked about who they are, and they inspired at the same time. I don't know if anybody knows, but that is definitely a gift, okay? That is definitely a gift. So at this time, did you want to go ahead and start with some questions? If somebody has a question, or you had another question for them?
We're going to take it to the studio audience.
Okay.
Take it to the studio audience because we have celebrity hosts. We have the leading woman that started the line for the minority and inclusion. Then we have radio and TV. They was doing the video podcast before it was a thing. Right. They was doing it because if you wasn't doing it first, I would have came next. You know, so I appreciate it. Then we have Tutu herself helping our children, and then we have Boss Lady Star, the amazing. She's a veteran in this country as well as now she's serving others, making you laugh, sip, and paint all over.
Yes.
Of course, we have the amazing founder and CEO of Popular Create, which is the building we're enjoying. So I want you guys to be able to, this is your opportunity to get all this greatness in one room. If you have a question, don't be shy. This is a safe place. Ask your question, okay? So.
My first question.
Oh, yeah, you can talk loud.
Yeah, oh yeah, I don't need a mic.
You don't need, okay.
There's just so much power that is coming out of here. And when we leave here, we be thinking about it and say, man, something popped into my head. I need to talk with so-and-so because that's their expertise. So my question is very simple. Can you give us your contact information and your name when you speak so we can make a record of that and we can reach out when we can?
Absolutely. Yes, you can.
All right.
Oh, I have two. Let's keep one in the audience.
All right, so we want to make sure that we give, this was not just about us. This was about you guys networking, right? You never know who you meet. You never know where they're going to be next week. You can be like, look, I knew them here. You get what I'm saying? Now, let's not wait till them get there to say, hey, we know them and we want to meet them. Let's get to know them now. So, of course, we want to network. You have some more questions? Anybody else have a question?
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so I know that a big point from all of you was community, right? And so what I want to know is what kind of mindset do you have to be in to be able to, take from a community and gain from a community, but also to give to your community as well? How can you make sure that you're being, reciprocal with the people that you're meeting?
Well, I can start. And then you guys can piggyback. Okay, for me, I had to learn how to be vulnerable. I got hurt a lot in entrepreneurship. I mean, my lawyer, she can tell you. She got me out of a lot of, because some people will come to you like a sheep in, you got it. Yeah. And so I'm a person that leads with my heart and not necessarily thinking about the business side, the logistics side, the legal side, because I just want to help, right? And so for me, after getting hurt so much, I closed down, I shut down. And so I had to figure out a way that through her helping me along with Sheree and so many other people, let me see that there's still some good people out there, right? And so once you find community and with ones that's good, you hold on to those people and you build each other. It's not about Tina, it's not just about Dr. Liz, it's not just about Sheree, it's about all of us coming together, making sure that if I hear about an opportunity, you don't have to worry about going to all the events. If I'm in the room, I'm representing all of us, okay? And so when you get in a room where people understand that community, it just helps you thrive and grow. Now, with that being said, building a community of 13,000 homeschoolers, you always have to lead with them in mind first. People first, profit second. Okay? Most of the time, because we know we have to pay bills, all the stuff, we lead with profit. No, you should always lead with the people in mind first, and the money will follow you. It's organic. It's built like that with design. When you lead with the people first, everything else is gonna fall in place. And then you start meeting other people. You start connecting because God's gonna say, okay, I'm not gonna appreciate you, but he start connecting you to the right people in the right situations. So I was talking to the amazing man, you know, back in the back. Say your name.
Troy Young.
Troy Young. He came up with a good thing. Well, I was talking with him. He said, people first, profit second. I said, that's what I was trying to say. You know, and so for me, that's what I did, and that's how I built the community. And when you look at all of these people, we all have that same foundation, that same mindset. And so letting go, not allowing my past to hold me back, the past experiences, and still moving forward, but still making sure I'm aligning myself with the people who really have your back, that don't care about you shining, because all of us shining. And understand that. And so once you get that, that's why this room is so different. Because everybody in this room shining. And we don't care. We're like, yeah! You know, because that's how it's supposed to be. So I'm going to pass it down. But for me, letting go, not be, and just building and just trusting the process. It's not always going to be good, but it's going to have a lot of good moments as well.
To be there, you need to listen to that and go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. Because when you're in an environment and it's toxic or it's dysfunctional, you're not going to show up as your full self. You're going to shrink indirectly because the environment, the energy is not for you, right? And so when you make that decision to explore other opportunities, and actually, you know, you just joined a new community, you will see and have that ignited creativity spark even more, because you're no longer like this. You're literally flowing, and then it's just a domino effect on your impact, their impact, etc. So don't be afraid to leave the nest, and sometimes you'll get kicked out and you have no choice but to leave.
As far as, you know, like I said before, I started my business a long time ago, and then I had to transfer everything up to South Carolina. So when I got there, I was nobody to them. I was like, y'all don't know who I am? But but now at the same time, I'm not that person. But I just was trying to get out there and get to know people. They were like, if somebody don't know who you are, they're not gonna follow you. And I was like, well, I don't have to be known to have good products. Like, I don't have to be known. Like, do you like what I have? Yes or no? Do you like this? Yes or no? If you don't, then that's fine. It's not for you. But you have to find what's for you. But at the same time, you know, like Tina said, it's but community first. So, like, if you're just going out there, I'm not from, you know, South Carolina. I'm not from Columbia, the city itself. However, people know my name. They know who I am now. You know, I've only been there for 3 years. It took some time, 4 years. But now they know who I am. So now, if I'm saying I'm going to do something, if I'm putting stuff together, I have people I can reach out to in the community and say, hey, I'm doing this. They're advertising just as hard as I'm advertising, you know. So I'm like, oh, dang, they done posted more than me. Let me get on my grind. But if you keep your mind in the game, and like, I'll do free events, I'll do giveaways, I'll do stuff like that too, because you're just giving back. And it's not giving back to have clout. I'm giving back because that's how my heart is set up, you know. But at the same time, you're gonna be appreciated for that, because they're gonna be like, oh wow, they donated so many such and such to this school. They did such and such for this community, and I'm not from there, but that's where I live. So, you know, it's all about giving back too. That's what I think.
I think it's the energy. What's the energy that you providing? So I'm with her, with Dr. Tina. I've been hurt. This year was the worst hurt I ever been. I had a setback. So I'm very transparent, very open. I'm an open book. And I allowed that hurt to draw me back into that dark place, to where I was like, I'm not doing this for nobody. I'm not doing it. You're going to have that moment as an entrepreneur. You're going to shut down. But it's all about that bounce back. What's your comeback moment? How you going to get into that room and you're going to say, I own it.
Right.
So I had to look at myself in the mirror every single morning and tell myself, hey girl, you, boo, you own it. Get up. Go at that door. Knock on them doors. I told myself, I gave myself a 30-day challenge. And my 30 days right now is knocking on doors that people wouldn't allow me to come if they own centers. Because I'm a child care owner. So I had to separate myself from a child care owner to a retail store manager. So when they see me knocking on the doors, I had already said, I own the room. I am the energy. My energy is protective. I am positive. I'm not letting nobody set me down. My no, I'm getting to my yes. And as I knocked on 20 doors this week alone of child care owners. I didn't know you exist. How? What's your name? But I thought everybody knew me. But see, when I had that heart and that, that setback, and I was like, man, this person did me wrong, this person da-da-da-da-da. I could sit in that for that long, but see, they ain't gonna know me. So when I knocked on that door, this one lady, she said, I've been waiting on you. I said, well, my truck loaded. Come on. So it's all about how you presenting yourself and that whole energy. You don't know me, but you shocked with me today, didn't you? Because of my energy.
That's right.
So that's how you always be closing, boo. So that's how you network with your community. Dr. Tina didn't know me. I got known from my cousin. And it's a funny story how we ended up finding out we was cousins. But right. We all cousins, right? But anyway, it was funny how we found out how we was cousins and we started growing a community. Then she said, I like what you got. Let me hook you up with Dr. Tina. Then Dr. Tina said, let me hook you up with this person. She didn't know who I was. We was just on a phone call. But she liked it, my energy. And she liked it what I had. And what I was bringing to the what? Community.
Go ahead. All right. So can I, really quickly, can I just recap what we've heard so far and then continue?
Yeah. Come on, co-host.
Okay, sorry.
That's my studio manager.
Okay. Hey. So far we've learned, right, to, one, not be held as prisoners to our past. We've learned to go where we are celebrated, not just tolerated, and to take those chances and to leap into new communities. We've also learned to just dive in, explore the communities, you know what I'm saying, not be so stuck in our own world that we're not exploring the world that's around us. And even when we're not from a certain area or from a certain location, still going out there and seeing how you can provide value. And we've also learned to control the energy, right? So, show up as your full self when you're coming into these communities, control the energy and let people know, like, I'm here, I'm present, I'm here to be a part of what you have going on and to have this reciprocal relationship.
Boy, you better hire her.
Yeah, I might still. Listen. She might need to get her name and her phone number. Y'all better work. That's the next generation. We need her. Okay, so we still talking about community. And showing up in community, how you give back and how you receive in community. So come on, Miss Misfit.
So for me, I'm still raising 4 young adult children ranging from 24 to 18. And I wanted to be the example. When I took on the role as becoming a mother, my motto went to, I wanted to give them a childhood that they didn't have to recover from. So that meant getting out in the community, and leaders produce other leaders. And if I could do that with my children, I felt like I had done a good job. And that's what it was for us. We have a nonprofit organization where we were feeding the hungry and homeless every 3rd Sunday of the month, and it was started by my then 8-year-old daughter that didn't want anything for Christmas but to get out in the community and help some of the people that we pass by on a daily basis. As a mother doing the hustle and bustle, honestly, I was accustomed to seeing these people out there. So it didn't hit, it wasn't, it just didn't resonate with me like it did with her. And when she came, when I asked her, I said, what do you want for Christmas? She said, I want to go out and feed. I didn't even know where to start, honestly. And my mom was a giver. She was in the community heavy. My father was, he was killed in the line of duty as an Atlanta police officer. But what he gave to APD was something that they'll never forget. He still gets recognized for what he put in the community. He wanted us to have the same fair treatment as everyone else that was in the communities, in our West Side communities. So I grew up and I was raised in what you call the hood, but it was the heart of Atlanta. And most people, just being perfectly honest with you, that's why we're West Side Misfits, because most people don't come out on top. But it was the honor, honor to God that we were able to see all different sides of the situations in the communities, and we picked one. And I'm glad that we did. And I was getting out there to serve. Like, we literally get out and serve. DJ Lab and Slick 316 have gone out with me plenty of Sundays to serve. Yes, Earth Angels. We go out there and we're literally that. Earth Angels. We get out there, we get in the community, we have a whole party. Like, people was looking for us to, to come out there. And I look forward to getting back to that too. But once again, I wanted to be the example for not just my children, but their friends, other family members, co-workers, all of that, to let them know that it's good in the end when you can actually give back and do it from the heart. We didn't have any sponsors. We did everything from what we could do. So we were very grateful.
I don't know how to follow all that now. Well, she trucking. Ooh, it reminds me of Uber Freight interviewed me, and they talked about I have an interview that talks about the importance of community. We serve 30,000 women in the industry, so started with 0, right? to 1. And so what I learned in that time frame is you just pick that one person who inspires you, who you want to see change their life, and you go after that one. They're going to tell somebody, right? They're going to tell someone else, and they're going to, word of mouth is everything. And don't just be in your community, get in, like y'all said, get in everybody's community. I was in trucking, but I was over here, I was over there. I walked in some rooms where I was the only black person in it, and I brought my community in. Okay? And so just literally, just start with one person. I feel like one person, for me, I was like, if I can convince one person to get their CDL, I've done my job. And that turned into now 30,000. So community is all around us at all times.
Good stuff. This is some good teaching, as my grandmother used to say. Some good teaching. Trying to hope us. So my background is in education. I've been in education for the past 12 years. And before starting this whole world of entertainment. And what education has taught me, I brought over into what I do now. And so, especially working with students, my forte is first generation students. And so, because I'm one. And so, what I learned is that, first of all, it's a funnel. I feel that's a funnel process. First of all, you have to get to know the individual. It's when you're in the community, when you're first introduced to someone, what do you say? Hey, how are you? What's going on? What's on your mind? You try to get to know them as a person. So you have to get to know them, right? They become three-dimensional over time because then they start telling your interests, their interests. You start telling them your interests, and it's like it's a two-way conversation. Then you can move it forward. Oh my gosh, you're interested in this? Well, how can I help you? Well, you're interested in that? Well, how can I help you? And it's so organic, right? But it all just starts with being genuine, being authentic, being yourself. And then the process moves forward, right? We're serving each other now, right? I'm helping you out. You're helping me. That's how it's supposed to go. And then that leads to other opportunities and welcoming other people. And your circle gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And this is what we call a community.
Awesome. As you guys know, I'm an MC. My name is Shayna Asby again. I am the family life coach. And for me, community has always been a big thing. As you guys know, I told you earlier, I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan. Detroit, Michigan is definitely going through a transition, right? So we all know that. I love my city, okay? And anybody that's from Detroit, you'll know that they love their city. But I knew I had to come outside the city in order to do it. But the one thing that I learned when I was in Detroit, I had became an activist, and I used to fight for education. I used to fight for housing. I'm talking about I was disrupting meetings. I was going up in Lansing, and I was telling them, look here. I was giving them scripture. I was throwing it on them. You know what I'm saying? One lady, she told me, she said, you know what? Y'all got all the hellions in here. I said, please believe it. Okay? Because it's all about the people. It was never about us. It was about the people. And if you do the people right, God's there. So the one thing that I had to know when I went in those rooms is who you are and whose you are. You had to know. You had to have the gift of discernment. You had to know who to deal with. You had to know how much money to take, when to take the money, when not to take the money. You had to know who was trying to sell you out. You had to pay attention. And so I learned that. But when I came to community and fighting and being the underdog, I had to keep going and keep running because it was all about the next generation. We're not doing this for us. We're doing it for them. If we do not fight today for what we want to see tomorrow, we will not have what we should have a long time ago. See, some people, they lost it. They lost it on the way. They fell out because of money. They gave up. They lost. They got tired. They sick and tired. It's on you, sister. It's on your generation now because some of us ain't got tired. Some of us ain't tired of fighting. But we do what we do so you can do what you can do. That's community.
You will get tired. You will get tired, but don't give up.
Don't get. No, it was Nicole who she said push.
Yes.
Push. And you having people on your team like Sheree, like Coach Ramsey. Because I'm telling y'all, I failed. You get what I'm saying? To the point where, again, I sit up here and I said it time and time again. I'm a family life coach because I lost a father at 43. 10 years later, it was my brother at 28. 10 years later, it was my next brother at 40. You get what I'm saying? And it took a whole year to bounce back. But it was having people on your team, like Coach Tina Ramsey, to say, come on, you got to get back up. What you doing? How's it going? We got to keep pushing, keep working, keep pushing. And that was like some of the best advice that Nicole gave us today. She said, you got it. Don't stop. Know your why. I always ask why. What's your why? Because your why is going to fuel your feet. They're going to fuel your heart. They're going to fuel you. And you're going to keep going.
You asked that. And I didn't want to cry because, you know, our why is our grandmother. So my grandmother was the why. She was the one that installed, you know, all this community going out, feeding people, being in the church, you know, all the different qualities that we had. And of course, my mom, she was a bus driver. So seeing how she was treated and trying to get her commercial driver's license, I was like, and then I came in, treated the same way. Many years later, I was like, this is gonna stop. Like, I'm bringing my people in, okay? I brought them in, and it wasn't nothing they can do because we teach one another. And that's what I love about what we're doing today, is because it's all about just teaching one another. If I teach you something, I know Dr. Tina like for me to talk about like ChatGPT and stuff like that. I mean, automation and stuff like that. But when we teach one another, that's the community. Is each one teach one, as his shirt saying. Community saying.
And I was gonna piggyback off her why, because honestly today I felt like crap. I did. I went Cinco de Mayo. and I was like, I don't want to do this today. And my son come running there, and he never asked for anything. I got the quietest child in America, thank Jesus. And he said, I want a suit. I said, you want a suit? It's strange to y'all, but my son don't ask me for nothing. And he don't care about his parents sometimes. He don't care how you dress. He don't care how you look. And my husband, I'm getting ready to walk out, and I'm like, my printer messed up. I couldn't print my workbooks and my curriculum box. Everything would just seem like it was going downhill. Is this your sign of telling me I don't need to go? No, you know. So my husband's like, hey, Jay want a suit. I said, I know, I heard about it. I'm just kind of confused why he want a suit. All of a sudden, he want to change. And so I get down the road in Atlanta, and I'm thinking, I'm listening to content, because I'm working on being consistent with my content and doing all this marketing and everything else. And in the mid of me pushing the gas pedal to turn back around, because I thought I left my wallet. My wallet fell out, and all I heard was, your why is because your son need that suit. It sounds crazy to y'all, But I really wanted to turn back around and go home and say, I don't want to do this today. In entrepreneur life, you'll get up and say, I don't want to be a boss today. I don't want to do this today. But then your why hits you in your gut and say, push that dang gas pedal. I wanted to say another word, but I know we lie. Push that gas pedal. Because your son needs that suit. And the next day, your child will need something else. But your community gonna need you.
That's right.
So that's why I'm up here today.
All right. All right.
Okay, you guys. So, as you can see, these are different experts from various different industries, and also they are all podcasters. Even Pop Up and Create has her own podcast as well. We forgot to say that, but you do too. And then you met our lawyer, you met the ones that's going to help you with the legal papers for a fraction of the cost. You met community, where you can help monetize your skills. We also had the ones to make sure while you up, because one thing that usually happens when you're an entrepreneur, you let your health fall by the wayside in the haste of trying to build. So then we have Happy and Healthy Global that's here. And so we put all these people here in this room so that you just won't listen, but you'll take action. Okay, this is your moment to no longer be alone. Okay, you don't have to be alone. There are people that really want to help you. And so what I want to do right now, if anyone have one more question, we're going to ask one more question, and then we're going to have Vera. She wrote a poem. And I'm not going to cry.
Right. We're not going to do it right.
My makeup so
We ain't trying to cry.
No, I'm not going to cry. I hope not. And she's going to read a poem that really exemplifies the heartbeat of why we here. She actually wrote it herself. And so, anybody else have another question? And make sure to scan Dr. Liddy's code on the banner right there.
Yeah, I made a mistake. Sorry. So, but it's working now.
And scan the code so you can get your free 15 minutes, okay? And then, of course, if you need legal paperwork, you can be able to. Wait.
T-shirt. Community.
Yeah.
Everybody
Everybody download the app.
I did. I downloaded.
Okay, everybody make sure you
Everybody
download.
got their shirt?
Yeah, I didn't get my shirt.
Get your shirt.
I didn't get my shirt.
Okay, so do anybody have one more question? Do you have one more question?
Two more questions.
Okay. Two more? Two more?
All
Okay,
right.
two more.
Come on.
Pass the mic. Pass the mic.
Well, my question is, because I am not techie. I'm not computer. You asked me about, in fact, I need to do better about trying to find things out on Facebook and doing. But I want to ask someone who don't know how to or know where to start. If I want to get into that area of being able to launch my business more online, other than talking to people. So I want someone to tell me, I'm brand new. Here I am, and I want to get into the arena. Where do I start? That's my question.
So you said you want to you want your products online? Like, do you know what platform you want to be on?
No,
Like,
baby, I just got a website.
Start.
I'm in the dark. I see all the things that you guys are doing.
okay.
You have to show up for yourself. You have to stand up just like you are now, speaking to your community. You cannot just put a business on a website and think people gonna automatically know to come. If you do not tell people about your business, they won't come. So for my advice for you, because we talked already, is that you gotta keep showing up, keep speaking, go live on social media. It's free. It's free to go live. Everybody should be going live right now. I don't even know what y'all doing on y'all phone.
Right.
This is content, right?
Right.
I be live all day.
And everybody out got a consultation. So this is good free content. Right. Well, good, at this moment, because our consultations are way more than what you pay for a ticket today. Right? So show up, go live. That's my advice for everybody who I didn't just, what I did was show up every day, go live. Okay, I tell everybody, go live for 30 days.
Yeah.
30 days straight.
And it works.
And then see how your brand changed instantly.
So
Instantly.
when
Your
you
whole
go
life changed.
live, what did you go on? Instagram, Facebook, everything?
Facebook. That's how I grew 30,000 on Facebook. If I was going live on YouTube, I would have grew on YouTube. It just depends on what platform you feel more comfortable with. And go live. And just guess what? I didn't have no big speech. I don't even like speaking, right? So I didn't have idea. I said, God, give it to me. I pressed live and I started talking. People talk back. So that's my advice to you.
For your
Go
speech,
live and speak for yourself.
I would advise
Speak to
you
your
to go
community.
live on Facebook first, cause that's more. Don't take it the wrong way. Social media is kind of age friendly, so younger people are on Instagram, but older people are on Facebook. So I would advise that you get on Facebook first, kind of maneuver with that, figure that out, and then go forward. But start with that first, because that's more your audience.
I want to share that I want you to get out of your head and stop overthinking it and waiting for confirmation and validation. You, right here.
Yes, ma'am.
You're in your head. It's not going to be perfect. You're going to stutter. You're going to have to find out your sticky notes. That's okay. But the more you do it, the consistency, it's going to be like, boop. You're not going to think about it anymore. So instead of trying to do it the right way, just do it like Nike and everything's going to connect and you have the community. But we could give you the keys to the kingdom, the whole blueprint. But if you don't do it because you're in your head, the days are going to go and you're still going to be sitting there like, dang, I wish I would have. So tonight when you get home, because you have all this energy and synergy, go live.
I like that.
That's what I was gonna say. Do it while you hype. While you in that.
Matter of fact, you can go in one of them content rooms that's already decorated. You got the ring light. So there's no excuses. So when we wrap up, sis, you gonna go live.
I mean, for real, because if you think about it, they called you up here, and you told us about all these products and what they do. So you saying you can't put that out to the world? You just came up here and did it. Somebody in here recorded it.
I did.
Somebody can put it out there.
And remember, being an entrepreneur, that means you're a boss, right? That means no one gonna tell you to get up and make some money in your business.
That's right.
If you don't get up and make no money, that's your fault. Because you're the boss. If you want to go work for somebody else, then they'll tell you at 8 to 5, I just got a job, y'all. So it's like, I ain't had a job a long time. I've been an entrepreneur for a very long time. But is he my boss? I don't know. So I figured it out. It's hard.
Man.
But at 3 to 11, that's my shift, right? But as an entrepreneur, no one tell me to do anything. You got to do it. And it's common sense. Let's just use common sense, right? Everybody know that you got to show up for your business. You got to put your business in newspapers, magazines, the CTF. Look, they got magazines, right?
Yeah.
Half of y'all not in there. I know because I do.
Yeah.
I see lay it out.
Yeah.
Some of y'all ain't even in there. Why?
Yeah.
How you going to get your business in front of the CTR Media Network audience, right? Y'all are in there, I know. But I'm just saying, you got radio, you got so many platforms. TV, I've been on National Geographic, CNN. I've been on Mama Help Me. I've been on over 100 platforms. CNN twice for Start Small, Think Big, the TV show.
Volvo.
I'm in a Volvo commercial right now. It's on the news. On TV. I've done so much I can't remember. So be that way. Keep doing so much that you forget, right? You just Google she tracking. You'll see. And when I Google you, I want to see what you've done. I want to see your track record, your history, your digital imprint.
Yes.
I like that.
Thank you.
Very brief, I want to add something to that too. While you're going live, find your tribe. Find your tribe. I always say this too because I had to remarket myself and had that conversation this season. But I may not have the thousands and thousands of followers, but the persons I do have that follow me, they have influence and impact. So if I'm looking for entertainment, right, then I'm going to follow a Sherry Shepherd or Jennifer Hudson or what have you, or if I don't know the person, I'm going to know someone close by them, right? Now the other day I was even inboxing or messaging or talking with James DeBose, who's over at Fox Soul, right? So now I have those relationships. Now I can open that door for me, and now I can say, okay, you know who I am now. You've been on my show. You've seen who I am. Now this is who I am. Now what can we do together? So find your tribe as well.
And one thing that I want to add too, I love the way LaShawna said, get out of your own way. Because a lot of us get in our own way.
Don't we?
Whew, that part. Okay. So taking that first step. Get out of your own way. Take the first step. She just told you, go live, go in one of these rooms. The other day, the Holy Spirit just hit me, right, and said, you got to put this message out about mothers and daughters, or finding the people that's around you, the people that God wants to be around you. I promise you, I went on there, and I had just got out the steam room, y'all, so I'm looking dried up. I ain't looking like this right now. Okay. I was looking dried up, just hit steam room. I said, oh, this is my after-workout steam room break message. So let's get it out there. And I went live, and I was like, you know what? Find your tribe. Know who you're supposed to be around. Understand that you need your cup filled back up just as you fill up somebody else's cup. Because so many of us are giving out, pouring, but our cup is not being replenished. One, we got to go back to the source. Number two, we got to start getting around those people who's going to help fill your cup back up. It looks like every last one of these people that's in the room today, they're going to help you fill your cup back up. So you connect to every last one of these people up here if you got to make sure you get your cup refilled. That's number two. Also, just go out there. When I look back, and I told you I only did it in 5 seconds, where I just did this quick little reel. And then I looked the other day and it hit 1,000. Did you hear me? That wasn't something that I planned to do. It wasn't my podcast. It wasn't this. The Spirit just hit me and said, say this. And I'm like, okay. And I looked dried up. So I'm out there dried up. If you see me, it was me with these big old glasses on. That was me. You know, but just when you go back and you like, that podcast, that little thing right there just hit 1,000. So that means that somebody somewhere needed to hear that message.
But if you don't have no followers, how?
Did you hear me say I didn't have followers like that?
Okay, I get out.
Right. But you get what I'm saying?
Wait a minute. We all started with no followers.
Right. It was zero. It was zero. So everybody. That's why I said get out. So it goes back to what LaShawna said. She said, get out of your head. You in your head right now.
Let me just say this. King is 4, and he shows up. He's on the pod. He has a podcast.
And he went
He's on live. And guess what? He wants to speak to y'all today. Yeah. So tomorrow, I'm gonna look for y'all to go live. I'm gonna look for y'all to show up for yourself. And if you don't, I'm unfriending you. No, but I'm serious, y'all. Y'all have to get serious with yourself. I was real serious about my business. I tattooed it on my arm. Like, I'm really serious when I talk about She Trucking. I won. I can't even say I'm gonna win because I've already won. When I went to the White House to talk to the president about the transportation industry, I felt like I won. So if I didn't speak on my social media, how am I gonna speak to the president? Right? Who we speaking to? We're speaking to people. And it don't matter if one person show up or no people show up. Do it anyway, because like she said, later you'll get the views. The views don't come in one day. It come over accumulated time frame. Okay? I have million hit views in the millions, 100,000, 200,000. That didn't come in one day. That came over time. So give yourself gratitude and say, you know what? I've came so far in my life, period, that I will on today. Start today and pop up in Parade, okay? In the front, while you have all your products there. You have your husband can hold the camera.
Yep.
I don't have a husband, but my boyfriend, he did. So, and the last thing I would say is, stop by the registration booth, vendor booth up there, and get y'all a planner, because what it sounds like to me is y'all not planning. Okay? So you need to get you a planner and plan out your day. Plan out your week. And be purposeful with what you're doing. Are you doing this on purpose? Like, I'm here on purpose. This was on our calendar. We could be anywhere else, but we're here on purpose. Right. So be purpose. Make sure you get a plan. I want her to be sold out.
Okay. Sold out. Can I say one thing? I want to thank you for being vulnerable, because I know it might seem like you're in the hot seat, but this conversation is helping everybody. So thank you for that. And then I want you to imagine, did you guys know that we're in the gym right now? We're all in the gym exercising. So when the opportunity knocks, you don't have to go and get ready. You already ready. So with you starting, when you get that opportunity, whoever hits you up, hey, I need you to do this, you're not going to be nervous because you're already been practicing. All right, so when we wrap up, are you going in one of those rooms? Yeah, let's give her a round of applause, y'all.
So I want to know how you monetize it and how you have monetized it.
For me, I started monetizing my, what, you want to talk? Please. Go to the mic.
For me, I went through CTR Media Network. That's where you got to start. But she can tell you her experience. But for me, like, I wasn't about pushing for the money. She's like, what are you doing? You could be making money. I'm like, oh, no. What are you doing? You could be making money. I said, okay, tell me what to do. So, yeah, so for me, it was linking with her and then her telling me, okay, this is what you got to do, X, Y, Z.
Dr. Tina, talk about what we talked about earlier, about censorship and how it's blocking us and we're not able to, yeah, you know.
Go ahead and say it, Slick.
No, you good.
Okay, so basically, it can be difficult once you start getting your reach and your visibility out, okay? So, look around the room. All of us minorities up in here, so I guess I won't step on nobody's toes. But even if it wasn't, the truth is the truth at the end of the day. And so, what happened to me, I didn't even know there was such thing called YouTube jail. Okay? And so, the thing, the up is when you're doing podcasting and you have your own media company, you start getting more visibility, start helping entrepreneurs, and people start seeing that what you're doing is working and they come along. The flip side of it, when you're on other people platforms like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, they don't really want to see none of us getting reach and monetizing and teaching other people how to do things. And so they gave me some game on how to do different stuff. And now I'm going to tell you, you need to always have a plan B on these platforms, okay? So if you have one YouTube channel, have one in the back. Because when they shut you down on one, you will always have the plan B, okay? I didn't do that. So they put me in Facebook jail. Imagine this. They did not hit the Tina Randall show. You know what they hit? You know what I'm all about? Community, right? They hit CTR Media Network, okay? And the thing about it is, the video that, because I let my podcast stream on our platforms, okay, our social media. The thing is, what was so ironic is that it was one particular podcaster, she's Caucasian on our network, and she streamed, this is her show, not my show, she streamed the show on CTR Media Network, which is perfectly okay. They didn't flag her. They flagged me. So I went and appealed and I said, wait, this is the exact same video. I'm not in the video. The video is up on her YouTube channel. It's fine. Why is you flagging CTR Media Network for this video when it's the exact same content, nothing changed, identical? They told me that I was going against community standards. Well, it's this community, okay? So that's kind of like the downside of us growing and doing something positive, because they see you and they want to censor you. They want to stop you. And so that's why it's so important that you connect with other media houses. That's why I connect with Misfits Radio. That's why I connect with other radio. We have Ray in the building. That's why we need each other. Because when they stop one, they can't get us all at one time.
That's right.
So we got to always stay a step ahead in order to make this positive impact that we know to change our generation, the next generation. So our children will not have to deal with this mess.
Right.
Okay. And also create your own table.
Right, I like that.
Okay, you be on the other people's platforms and monetize, but you also create your own independent stuff so that you can also do it. And if you don't, then you join a community like CTR Media Network and businesses like Public Create and Sheep Trucking and all that, so that they can put you in the right position, okay? And make sure you have legal help, because it can be a little sticky because they come. And so for me, I monetize basically through guest slides, sponsorships, commercial slides, hosting, and also being a brand ambassador. One thing that really helps me, if I see a person's business that I really can I have to see their vision. And if I can see that vision like with community. Everything that came out of everybody's mouth was about community, right? And so once I see that, I love to be there walking billboard. Like I'm gonna be wearing his shirts like I wear CCR Media Network. I'm gonna be telling people to download the app and collabing. So brand ambassador, it opened up so many different opportunities just with podcasting. There's so many different ways, probably about 24 ways on the basic to monetize. But those are some ways that you can actually monetize. But everybody has the book. I have it in the book. I didn't leave anything out. I'm very transparent, okay? Because I believe it's room for all of us. Okay, and I can't do it all. That's why I need all of you to step up and do your thing, okay? And don't get afraid about the no's. That's okay. I got so many no's, and now this is the season of yes, baby. God, like this is your season. Because you know how many people turn me down? But it led me to this moment right now. So do not get discouraged when people tell you no. And keep on asking. You will not receive if you don't ask.
Say it again, sis.
You will not receive if you don't ask. And the right person will say yes. She said yes. She said yes. She said he said yes. All of these people said, all of you said yes. By just purchasing a ticket, it will happen. Don't get discouraged, okay? So that's for me. And pretty much all of us kind of monetize the same way in different ways, except Sheree now. She monetizes.
I monetize.
Yeah, CNN and National Geographic. She monetize.
Well, just this week I just got a brand deal. You can get brand deals when you put out quality content.
Exactly.
Right? And it all depends. You get, of course, you need your podcast, but it also matters on what you're doing everywhere across the whole internet. So don't be one way on Facebook and another way on Instagram because they gonna watch all that. You know. But one disclaimer. Do not have a bunch of social media. You have to make sure that your social media talk to each other. So for me, I have one She Trucking Facebook. I have one She Trucking group. I have one Instagram. I have one, I have one off on each platform so they all can talk to one another. Once they talk, the algorithms will all work together. That's what you want. You monetize by having watch hours, the amount of watch hours that you have, along with how many followers you have. Once you get all that all together, make sure you brand it well too. Make sure you look good. Everybody know. I don't have it on today, but kinda. Teal and pink is my color. Okay, all day I'm teal and pink normally, but I'm here for CTR, so all black and white today. But but I'm always. If you look at my show, it's always teal and pink. If it's not my show. Call me, so I can sue. That's right. Okay, they impersonate me. But you want to make sure that you well branded. As well, and then you can land those big brand deals. I'm so thankful to God for this brand deal. I'm getting ready to drive these electric and autonomous trucks for one day for $6,000.
Oh, yes.
You get those type of deals when you and yeah, that's how I can go on for days talking about how to get some money.
I want to add some other creative ways. You have a framework in your book.
When you say framework.
So when I say framework, like in your book, you're probably teaching the women how to get to a specific result through ABC, right?
Yeah.
So you want to repurpose your framework. It should be in a digital guideline. It should be a webinar. It should be a masterclass. It should be leading us to a lead bag. And like your book, it should be something where we scan or we put our info in, because even if you give it to us for free, you want to be able to cultivate us so we can become, we engage, we trying to get married. You know what I'm saying? So be creative on repurposing your content. It's not, podcast is cool, but there's so many other ways as well. Live events, virtual events, the whole nine. You can have a table talk that is based off of your book with a group of women, and like there's so many ways. So I think the first thing is to start and have your systems and automation set up so you can maintain and cultivate the relationships for who you're serving.
So I would like to add something too, because again, I started with podcasting coming to Coach Tina Ramsey, and I was like, hey, I want to create a generational wealth summit, and she was like, okay, well let me see what you're gonna do. She had a price, but she was working with me, and she said, do this. So I'm gonna say this: if you need a coach and that's not your place, get a coach. Every mentor has a mentor. Every mentor has a mentor. poor believe that. Okay? In order to lead, you have to know how to follow. So those are like some great snippets. All this great advice. Do that. You get what I'm saying? If you start off with that and you don't know, get a coach. Because Coach Tina Ramsey, that book is for real. What she do is serious. When I say she be out here, I used to catch Coach Tina Ramsey on Facebook at 3 a.m.
What you mean? Still do.
Do you hear me? Yeah. I'm sitting up here like, now Tina, I told you to go to bed. She said, oh, my off day is on Wednesday. Wednesday, I don't do no work, honey. I'm like, Wednesday, you still on Facebook? I said, Poe Curtis. Poe Curtis. But for real. So I remember hearing somebody one time, and they talked about it. They said, when you want something bad enough, you got to be willing to almost sink and drown for it.
Right.
You got to keep your hand up, and you got to keep reaching. Do that.
Do what you got to do. So
Do what you got to do. He told you earlier, he said, stay on topic. Know your niche. Because the more that you know your niche, people will know who to come to you, what to come to you for. And people, you think people ain't watching. They watching. They watching, okay? She said it earlier. She said, make sure you know your character. My character is everything. Coach Tina Ramsey, we didn't have this whole conversation. I said, hold up, I get a whole attitude. Wait a minute, go back to Detroit. Huh? Please believe it. I don't play about my character. Y'all might call me crazy. You can talk about me if you want to. I don't care. But when it comes to my character, baby. Because what I have to do is I have to make sure that I'm the leader that I want to see. Amen. And that should be all of us. As being parents, as being mothers, as being aunties, as being influencers, all of that. So you want to make sure that you keep your personality and your character in alignment. Now that personality...
Now I do go out sometimes.
I mean, we all do. We all do.
I'll be real though. I'll be telling the truth.
Look, at least you know, because I always come up with a disclaimer. Because everybody at my school and everybody else, they say, oh, she from the D. Yeah, she from Detroit all day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm nice. I love you. I'm nice. But don't get it twisted sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Forgive me. Forgive me. Right. Y'all see this big old glasses? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's me. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
I want to add something to that too. When you say that people are watching, you don't know that they're watching. See, we had this conversation a few weeks ago about monetizing it, and I found another way to do that. I made my goal, by the way.
You know I put it on you.
I
told you. Didn't I tell you? All right. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, I told you.
So you just never know who's watching, because my thing is though, I don't want to be a memory but memorable. That's my thing. So with the guests that I have, I keep in contact with them. We may exchange phone numbers. I have an email blast that I do. We may text or what have you. I want to be all up in your business, right? But in the sense of genuinely, like, how are you doing? You need anything. So those guests that I've had on my show come back to me and they see what I'm doing and they'll say, I need your assistance with marketing, or I need your assistance with branding. I'm like, but you an Emmy award-winning, blah, 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 blah. You want me to help you? Okay, let's talk about it. And literally, I had a conversation with someone the other day. He's like, I'm trying to put money in your pocket. What can you do for me? I'm like, okay, let's have these conversations, right? Or just writing a press release to news stations, or whatever I need to do to help somebody else promote their whatever they're doing. So never did it before, but it worked. I got them on the ABC affiliate station. We're in their hometown because they asked me for it. So just taking that chance on you, believing in what you can because you're doing it, and people see it, and you're doing it well. Just taking that chance on you and believing that you can do it. It took a while. It took a while, but you did. It took a while, but I'm getting there.
No, you did it, because that's why I challenged you and I gave you a short thing. I said, no, you're gonna do this. Because there's no reason why your show should not be made. If I'm making it and other people making it, there's no reason why. And that's why I put the challenge on you. And I said, I don't even want to hear it. Come back with results. Come back.
Don't get that quickly.
Yes.
I went over.
I don't play.
I did.
I know my time is very limited.
She's talking about $6. You ain't getting these $6.
You don't
10%.
Right.
But you guys, and congratulations, Finkley. Right now we're gonna have Vera come up and read her poem, and then this is, we went over, I'm sorry. We're gonna let her read. Huh? Yeah, y'all can get up. Yeah, y'all can get up.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
And I give all credit and kudos to Tina Ramsey for my show. My show's been on the air for 3 years, but it just started moving when I got involved with her. And it is monetized, and so I'm just really happy. My focus is working with parents and their kids. When you consider the second cause of death for 10-year-olds to 34-year-olds is suicide, parents have got to be more engaged in their children's lives. And so that's what I do, work with parents and their children separate and together. Now, this is called Through Your Podcast. Your passion, your purpose, your podcast. Your pain, your purpose, your podcast. Your power, your peace, your podcast. Your joy, successes, and defeats, your podcast. What God has given you to do, what He has given you to say through your podcast, let not fear or doubt keep you from living life out through your podcast. All right. Reach others, teach others, inspire others, and others through your podcast. Make a difference in your life. Make a difference in the lives of others. Make a difference in the world for the better through your podcast. Through your podcast. Make it your choice today to be a light towards a new way. Develop and present your podcast. There you go.
Let me tell y'all something. That's how you end it. Okay, that's how you end it. We had a lot of great speakers here today. We had a lot of great information here today. Coach Tina Ramsey, everybody got a free copy of her new book. Look at that bag. Woo! CTR Media, we just had a live show of her 200th episode with Miss Nicole Ward. We did a lot today. I don't know if you guys, I'm full. Are y'all full? Yeah. We got fed mentally, physically. We got fed spiritually. Oh my God, we ate well. We ate well. So I just want to say I love you guys. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for joining us. Network, again, network. If you got to get somebody's number, name, number, hey, do it. And I just want to say, keep showing up, keep showing out, keep being you, keep loving God, keep holding on to God, knowing who you are, and never give out on that. Never give up on yourself. And you guys have a great night. All right.
What up, family? CTR Media Network. Yeah. Best in the biz. Yeah. Join the team. CTR is who we are, the media network, that's the best by far. Whether you listen at your home, at your job, in your car, come get the information that's needed above par. Never lasting, motivational podcasting, giving you the answers to the questions that you're asking. Serious talks and topics, how to come up and profit, how to better yourself. Your health is here, we got it. Reaching 350 million, they tuning in. We in 50 different countries, we all can. And like-minded, find your purpose and your assignment. Come get your fix, your feel, your mental alignment. Get active and speak to the masses. Build your influence all levels and all classes. Now you know you can monetize and grow. CTR Media Network. Start the show. CTR Media Network.
Are you ready to skyrocket your podcasting journey? Look no further than The Power of Podcasting by Dr. Tina J. Ramsey. This book is not just any ordinary guide. It's a game changer that offers insider strategies, captivating content creation tips, proven techniques, and monetization secrets. But that's not all. When you purchase The Power of Podcasting, you also receive a complimentary bonus. Dr. Ramsey's sought-after podcast 30 video course valued at $999 absolutely free. It's no wonder this book is a #1 bestseller on Amazon and has been rated one of the top 10 best new podcasting books to read by Book Authority. Dr. Ramsey's expertise and practical advice have earned her acclaim in the industry. So, what are you waiting for? Take the leap and unlock your podcasting success today. Grab your copy of The Power of Podcasting, Unlocking Tips and Strategies for Podcast Success by Dr. Tina J. Ramsey on Amazon, or visit their website at ctrmedianetwork.com. A link will be provided in this episode's description. Your podcasting journey starts here.
Does this resonate with you? Has a company ripped you off in the past? SettleShark is changing how consumers get money back from companies. SettleShark assists consumers during the entire process, from beginning to end. Our process is simple, convenient, affordable, and powerful. You're in control. We are here to help you. Contact us today at www.settleshark.com or call 1-888-704-0708.
Hey man, your dog is super trained but mine never listens to me.
That's because I just signed up for a dog training course in the community app. It notifies you of all classes happening within a 10-mile radius and has many options. They've got literally everything from dog training classes to dance classes.
No way. You mean I can get my dog trained and learn dancing?
Yeah. Install the app right now and see for yourself.
Alula Life Greens actually started for me when I was 23 years old. I went out and bought a $400 industrial juicer and I started juicing every single week. And I hated it. It took so much time, it cost money, and it was a process. That's when I started making the Life Greens product. It truly is the one drink that you should take every day for the rest of your life.
My name is Amy and I absolutely love fitness. I'm a licensed cosmetologist and a professional makeup artist. Eating healthy is not the easiest thing. We get so busy in our lives, it's really hard to take the time to eat healthy and to eat right. My absolute favorite thing about this product is that they combine reds, greens, and probiotics in one mix. You put it in your water and you shake it up and voila, it's so easy and it tastes amazing. You'll feel a difference. Then you start believing that you really can change and that you can actually feel better.
Listen, if anybody's interested in getting into podcasting, grab this book. Go on Amazon, grab this book. It goes with me almost everywhere. This book has like a workbook. It has places you can fill it in. It tells you how to monetize your podcast. It tells you how to set it up. It tells you about sponsorships. It even, listen, go on Amazon and get this book. And this is the Bible for podcasters. Listen, it was ranked #1 in podcasting books. Look right here. Best new podcasting book by Book Authority. Right there. Boom. And a little secret. Y'all, when you grab this book, I think it's page 43, there is a code on there. Listen, you can get access to her class, her course. Get her course. It's worth hundreds of dollars. But this book is it's less than $50. Grab this book on Amazon. I'm telling you, I carry it everywhere. She is